Mary was waiting for you to arrive. We weren't sure you really were coming. Why is she waiting for me? Honestly? She worries about your soul, Elia. Well, lead the way, Huang. I will wait here, mistress. No, come with me. You're coming with me. I don't care if robots aren't welcome. Mayari is my primary user, mistress. I fear she was clear on the issue. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. I'm not going. I didn't know. Oh, what? No. No. But Alea, he's dead. He's sailing the river. No, robot. You have to come. You really believe souls sail the rivers? Where else would people go? Maybe you aren't sure about the Great Loop. I admit it takes faith, but Renba believed. Alright, I'll come. I want Six to come, though. Try not to rust. No, I want you to come with me. I will lick myself. We've got a cat. Jake was a great believer in the loop. Do you believe in it, Huang? Of course. The loop makes sense. I want Six here. I know I don't trust him. Still, it's the principle of the thing. Try to keep your head bowed. Here she comes. Friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters, thank you for coming. Today we gather to recommend our brother Janique Renba to the waters. Who's the lady? I don't recognize her. I think that's Renba's mother. I wondered if you knew her. She's from Elbereth. There's a lot of... I'm going to stop doing that stage. There's a lot of people on Elbereth, Ryan. Of course. Sorry. Oh, of course. Sorry. Janique Renba was our friend, our brother, our teacher. For some, a confidant. For others, an inspiration. He has left us too soon. But we trust he will be returned. Renba often travelled to Elbereth to see his family. He was like you in that way. In what way? Not afraid to sail. Poor Renba. Janique's departure is a deep loss to the university. His work here has changed our little community more than most of you may know. But it is his absence, however brief, that will be truly felt. I never knew my mother. Never? I think she died when I was young. I don't really know. My mother was a carpenter. She made a lot of the chairs in this place. She's pretty proud of me.
Mayari paused a moment and then emptied something out of the hourglass.
So Renba begins another journey around the Great Loop. As we remember him, so he sails the rivers above. Just stand quietly, hold the space. It wouldn't let me do anything. I could have pressed the Q or R.
The people began to sing. The words were weird and old.
The loop
The sound drifted up and away into the nebula. Maybe Renba could hear us. Maybe not. Didn't matter. It was beautiful anyway.
Those that are gone will return. Those that return will depart.
The chanting died away. There were echoes. Then they were gone too.
Friends, thank you for coming. Janika will be grateful for your support.
The people began to murmur, then to talk.
Does she even look sad to you? No, but she's not one to show her emotion in public. Neither am I, but funerals I've been to, I've ended up being really sad, so... Good faith. Good faith. Good faith to you. You're Janiqui's mother. They think he's coming back. I can't understand it. They mean well, I think. My son was one of them. In the end, he was happy here. Did you know my boy? I went looking for him when he disappeared. Disappeared? What? What do you mean? They told me his heart gave out. Oh, Alea! I see you've met Annette. Mistress Elazra here is one of our most gifted thinkers. Please, I'd like to just spend time with my boy. I barely saw him when he was alive. He didn't visit Elbereth? Not for years. His work was so important to him. Please. Whoa, interesting. That was a lovely eulogy. Oh dear. It was barely sufficient. But thank you, and thank you for coming. I know you're skeptical of the loop. What is the loop, really? I hear people talk about it, but I don't really understand it. It isn't a popular view on Elbereth, I know. People there don't want the future to replicate the past. But it does. Our world is full of cycles. The nebula is itself a cycle. Everything sustains everything in perfect harmony. The loop is why your job is so very interesting. Yeah, the past represents the future. It's Nostradamus' view. Why is that? You think you're studying the past, but you're doing much more than that. You're studying the future. We need to talk. I want to talk to Huang. Who won't let me talk to Huang? Okay, I'm going to get 6. Yes, so I'm very intrigued by the fact that he's like, oh yeah, he'd go back to Elbereth. And she's like, oh, I'd never go to Elbereth. I can't go up here. Alea. My dear. Come see me in my office, if you want to. No, I don't want to go up there now. I want to go and visit... You sound like you don't approve of the Protectorate. I am neither for nor against it in principle, mistress, although it does not appear sustainable. A leftover from the Empire? Indeed, mistress. The Axian Guard is an increasingly minor force. Let's launch a revolution. Mistress is most droll. Here you want a revolution? Well, let's go and follow Mayari, and then we'll try and find Huang and ask him about some of these bits and pieces. So where did they find you, 6? Me, mistress? Like most robots on Iox, I was chipped carefully free from a concrete wall on the lower levels. You were buried down there? Oh, buried down there. Indeed. I understand it to be not uncommon to find robots that way. We occur, I am told, like potatoes. Yeah, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. And I was thinking about this earlier, and now we're gonna... Is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. No, because I'm looking at all of them, aren't I? Continue. I want the unsolved ones. Because they were buried. Which goes with... makes sense with treasures, actually. The Empress buried the robots. Oh no, they're going to try and kill all humanity, aren't they? Do you remember being down there? Trapped? No. I barely remember my activation. Oh dear, the AI are going to rise up and try and take over humanity again. All of this has happened before, and all will happen. All of it will happen again. Right. Alea, I wanted to thank you for coming to the service. His mother appreciated having another Elberethian here. His mother seemed to think he died here on Iox. What did you tell her? I told her he had an accident with his equipment. I didn't tell her that her son had disappeared off-river into the depths of the nebula. She would worry for his soul, Alea, if you can understand that. Why would she worry about his soul? Souls are carried by the rivers, Alea. The rivers are nothing but ghosts and voices. To die off-river is unthinkable. I'm going to have a nose at your desk. Something caught your attention, Alea? Yeah, what are all those papers? They're mine. I'm going to have a nose at your books. I mean, they're all blue. You have more books than Huang. Those books are not his, nor are these ones mine. Then whose are they? Book thief! Book thief! Professor. You must have known why Renba was exploring the nebula. I did know. At first, anyway. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Alea. But... yes? You're not the easiest person to talk to about my beliefs. They were Renba's beliefs too, you know. I accept that they're your beliefs. I might not agree, but I accept that you believe them. You understand the loop, Ilya, even if you deny it. You understand that everything which happens will happen again. And everything which happens has happened before. Yeah, what does this have to do with What does this have to do with Renba? The fall, Alea. Iox fell, Alea. The Empire collapsed. Our protectorate is the Empire of old, and the fall will come again. And if we're not ready for it, we will not survive it. And Renba was investigating the fall. That's correct. That's what Renba was doing for me out there. Trying to learn how the fall will occur. And Renba found something inside one of his robots. Found what? I don't know. The robot told him something. Set him to digging up something on a moon near Elbereth. He hired labourers from the Elbereth markets to do the work. And then I heard nothing until he sent me that brooch. But the robot knew about the fall, Alea. The robots know everything. They might know, but they can't remember. Six barely remembers being woken. Rewoken. The robots have no memory of what came before. Before they were buried here, they were wiped clean. But I don't think a robot can truly forget. No more than a soul in the loop can be lost. The loop sustains all, Alea. All. What do you want me to do? The fall is coming, Alea, faster than we think. Find what Renba found. We have to know what will happen. Have you ever heard anything about an ancient observatory? That's a curious question. I found some kind of telescope fitting on the moon where Renba, well, I wonder what it might mean. I've never heard of an observatory, but maybe Renba found something. I don't want to leave 6 behind, so I think we stop there. So, that is kind of gives us a... We now have an idea of what we're doing. Be seeing you, Alea. We now have a rough idea of what we're doing. Do you believe her, mistress? Do you believe in the loop? What do you think? I have no data, mistress. Oh, I skipped over a bit because it's time to go. No, we've still more to do here, I think. I want to try and find Huang. He might have some more insights. So you were really dug out of a wall on Iox. I believe I was removed from a wall. The exact events are hazy. Let's see if we can find Huang. Can I go this way? Alea. A beautiful service, don't you think? Very moving. Good faith to you. The library.
The library is a quiet spot to think. Except when Huang's in there, which of course, he always is.
Alea! I don't know what to do with myself. You miss Renba? No. Is that bad? I mean, I didn't know him. What about you? What are you doing? Some artifacts to show you. Oh, that sounds good. Have you found any artifacts you want me to look at? Quite a few, actually. The robe. I found this robe. Very fine cloth. Must have belonged to someone important. I've seen this kind of thing before, too. Wait a moment. Let me see if I can find it. I've really got to tidy up sometime. Ah, this is an early Empire shroud. It was found on a splinter in the sunken wash. So yeah, this is giving us some more insight into things. There's a few words in this one. Right. Remember? All... Sure, my translation for remember is right now. Yes. Joins forever and May. All, I think all will remember? Yeah, all will, because that goes with May, doesn't it? All will remember. Do you want me to archive the robe? I don't think I'm finished with it yet. I have no idea. Oh, well, of course. Show him text. I covered something you might like to see. Let's see now. There's an inscription. I read it as Book of Robots. I'm sure you're correct about robots. Woo! Robots. Yeah. Thanks, Wang.